Thanks for dropping by to view the ATTAIN Lab video on how to customize your Zoom settings in Microsoft Word 2016. I've included a link in the description below to a downloadable file, so you can practice making the same setting changes I'll be demonstrating in this video. For your reference, we've also placed a link in the video description that will take you to the Microsoft website, to the Microsoft Office Specialist Word 2016 Skills Measured document. This file lists all the skills you should master before attempting the MOS certification exam in Word. What you see here on my screen is the Lorem practice document linked to in the description below this video. It's a 10-page document with about 6,000 words of placeholder text. Essentially Latin gibberish. So you don't need to worry about reading the document. Let's talk about the different view settings we can choose. That's here on the View tab. I'll be focusing in the Zoom group. What you see on my screen is 100% zoom. If you hold up a piece of paper to your monitor, it's actually pretty close to the printed size. I would have to scroll for quite a while to get through all of the pages of this document. I may choose a one-page view. One-page view zooms out so that one full sheet of paper will fit on the screen at a time. I can see how the margins interact with the text. It's very useful, but difficult to read on the screen. Page width view zooms the page to fill the full width of the window. Much easier to read, but a little more difficult to see how the margins are interacting with the document. The next setting we'll look at is the multiple pages setting. This will usually put 2 pages or even 3 together next to each other, so you can get a wide view of how your document flows. As I scroll down, I can see 3 pages at a time. Very difficult for reading, but very handy to get an overall general view of how your document looks. These zoom features that I've just shown you are very useful, but you can further customize your views. Let's look at the zoom button. You can zoom to a level that's perfect for your needs. Zooming into 200% will zoom in very close. Zooming to 75% is a nice medium-sized zoom. If neither of those work for you, you can put in a custom percentage in here so you can get the exact view that suits your needs. Notice there's some options here to choose page width, text width, or whole page. Those are the same buttons you can get here. One page is the same as whole page. Page width is the same as this page width. The zoom shown on the screen here is page width. The page width fills the whole screen, including the margin area on the left and right of the page. Text width is similar to page width in that the text area fills the whole screen from left to right. It does not account for the margins. If you'd like to see the margins, you want page width. I'm now back at 100% zoom. There's one more feature I need to show you. In the zoom button, it's over here under many pages. This button will control how many pages I see if I am using the multiple page view. When I click on here, you can see I can choose how many pages I'd like. If I want to see 2 pages next to each other, I might choose the 1 by 2 page layout. When I say OK, you'll see I now see 2 pages next to each other. A different layout might be 1 by 4 pages. When I say OK, I now see 4 pages per row. And the most pages I can see on the screen are 2 by 4 pages. So this will actually show me 8 pages on the screen all at once. I'd like to clarify one more time how that button works before we continue. When I'm in the Zoom menu, the Many Pages option button, when I click on it, will drop down a submenu. You can hover over these pages with your mouse. Don't click at this point, but notice when you hover over them, the pages turn blue. When I find a page layout I like, I'm going to go for a 2x2 layout this time. This is when I will click to activate that layout. Notice when I activate a layout, it gives me a preview here in the little illustration of a monitor. When I say OK, the view will take effect. Now, occasionally, the view doesn't change here in Word until you click somewhere into your document to start working on it. You can see now that I've clicked in there, I have a 2x2 layout of my pages. You may be asking when you would use some of these Zoom settings. Let me clarify with another document. I imagined the lorem document we were just looking at was about sunflowers, and I added some text formatting and some photos and graphical elements into this document to better demonstrate what I'd like to show you. Under this video in the description, there is a link where you can download this Lorem 2 document to see how these Zoom settings will look. What you see on the screen now is 100% zoom. It's good for reading, and it's not bad for looking to see where the elements fall on the page, such as this sunflower photograph. It's not the best zoom to get a feel for the way the document flows overall. I might choose multiple pages for that instead. When I look at multiple pages, I can see 3 pages at a time. I can see the headings and the subheadings that I made, a photograph, a bulleted list of facts here on page 2, a smart art graphic on page 3. As I scroll down, I can see some more photos and artwork, a little quote, and this is better to get a feel for the way the document is flowing overall. Under Zoom, in the many pages, a 4-page row gives me more pages, and I can get a really good feel of the flow. Or if I choose the 8-page layout, the 2x4 pages, I can see very far zoomed out how the pages are flowing and relating to each other. From this far out vantage point, it's like taking a step back from a painting you're working on to get a better view. I can see here, as I look at this very zoomed out setting, that this leaf looks kind of out of place compared to the other graphics. I can also see that the 2 pages here have a lot of text on them and no graphics at all. And if I scroll further down, I can see I haven't done anything to the last 4 pages yet. You may have noticed by adding the graphics to this document, my document has now become 12 pages instead of 10. That's just because the pictures take up space that the words would have resided in before. Another thing I've noticed from this very far out zoom is that the right edge of all my text is very jagged. And I think I would like that to be more crisp. I'll hit Control-A to select all the text on the screen. And on the Home tab in the Paragraph group, I'm going to set the alignment to Justify. You can see how much neater the text looks overall from this far out vantage point. All the right edges are nice and crisp, as well as the left side. Use your imagination for a moment. Imagine you're a supervisor at a company. You've asked your employee to put together this document about sunflowers. You might choose to look at this 2x4 page layout to get a view and a feel for how the graphics are flowing and where the text is falling on the page. You'd also need to read the content to look for typos, mistakes, or grammar errors. 100% zoom might be a good zoom for most people to read. But you forgot your glasses at home today, and you need them to be able to read the computer screen. If you try to increase the font size, that's going to move your text and your graphics all around on the pages. You'll actually end up creating more pages than you need, and your layout won't look the same anymore. It would be better to choose to zoom in, maybe to page width, where it's more comfortable for you to read the screen without your glasses. Let's look at some buttons that are shortcuts you can use to zoom your screen. There is a slider here in the bottom right screen. It has a plus on one end and a minus on the other. You can grab the thick, heavy bar in the middle and slide that, holding the mouse and sliding to the left to zoom out. If you hold the mouse button and head to the right, you will zoom in closer. If it's right in the center on this little tick line, that is 100% zoom. Anything to the left is zoomed out to a lower percentage. Anything to the right is zoomed in to a higher percentage. You can choose to tap on the minus to zoom out. Click on that with the mouse. You can click on the plus sign to zoom in. If you have a favorite zoom percentage, perhaps you love reading at 115% zoom, you can actually click on the zoom value and that will open the zoom dialog box. Then you could type in your favorite zoom percentage and say OK. Zooming in and out is an essential skill. I zoom in and out every time I use Word, either to see what I'm typing more clearly or to get a better feel for how the document as a whole is coming together. Not only is it invaluable to the comfort of your eyes while using the software, it's a skill that you could potentially be asked to perform on the Microsoft Office Specialist exam for Word 2016. Try out some of these different settings and find the one that works best for you. You'll likely find that the best zoom setting varies for you depending on the type of document you are creating. Thank you for watching this training video. If you'd like to learn more, please enjoy our Microsoft Office Specialist 2016 training playlists here on our YouTube channel. Or, if you're a New York State resident age 17 or older, consider joining us for a training workshop series. We'd love to meet you. Visit the website shown here or call the numbers on the screen to learn more about the Capital District Educational Opportunities Center ATTAIN Computer Labs.